Perfect. No, that's actually, if you go back to the weekly time frame here for a quick second here, if you don't mind. What's interesting is you pointed out those two lows. This, in my opinion, looks still like a correction because it's not any lower than the previous low around this level here. And like, if I don't
Yeah,
know
a
what
higher
your
low.
thoughts are on this, but this previous uptrend was going on for so long that we were absolutely due for a significant correction here. And this is the first one that we've had in how long now? Since 2023? It's been a very
I
long time.
mean, yeah. What is this? I got this thing hiding. This has got to be the 2021 top. Honestly, we haven't seen a
Yeah.
correction this dramatic since then. And look what happened here. Like we didn't double bottom or anything. We definitely fell through the previous low, but it took how long did it take to get to that full bottom? Right? Pause. 53 bars, which is 371 days. Um, if we take that from this, what's 371 days? You'd be looking at October of this year to get to the same time amount of time. If you're one of those time horizon, exactly. So keep accumulating, keep learning. That's what I would do. Keep learning. Learn AI, like AI is going to help you guys in every aspect, whether it's crypto, business, or personal life. Like AI, learn AI, learn how to build agents and better your life. This stuff is always going to be here. So, just keep stacking Bitcoin and maybe, just be careful. I wouldn't say don't buy anything else, but just buy things that have teams you believe in. We'll remember this
Exactly.
conversation for
One
a year from now.
Yeah, let's save this. One thing I will say is just to kind of as a bit of a teaser here, we do have a comment on Pump Fun, and this wallet 89SGQE says, "What's the plan for the token?" My friend, we have a lot of plans, and we're going to be getting to that very very soon here. So thank you so much for your question. We
Yeah,
will
if you hang out for
absolutely
the
be
next in the
giving you
next like
a
10 or
very
15
thorough
minutes.
answer.
Yeah, in the next like 10 or 15 minutes,
Yes, it will
we'll
not
give
be
you a
long.
little update on that.
100%, 100%. Excellent. So let's get over to the on-chain data here. So this is Santiment. Huge shout out to Santiment for connecting us with this tool. This is all on-chain data and social data that they've stuck into their platform and expressed in really, really cool and applicable or helpful charts, actually, so we can see what's going on here. So I'll keep this nice and concise. So first of all, check out the volume that happened on November 23rd here. This is basically transaction volume. This is nuts. This is like it's like the biggest spike we've seen in a very, very long time here at that bottom that came in to like basically take advantage of those super low prices from what it looks like from my experience here. But now we can see at this low, check out all this volume that's coming in here. Now, from my experience and a lot of my research, when you're trying to figure out the difference between an accumulation and a distribution, when you see all the volume come in at the lows, that's generally pretty bullish because it means the people with the most money, the people with the most information are accumulating at these lower prices here. So not to say that that's what it is, but this suggests is a potentially bullish thing to see here. So moving forward, MVRV, this one is actually really interesting here. So basically, this tells us holders of Bitcoin over various different time frames. This one here specifically is people who've been holding Bitcoin for a year. This one is people who've been holding Bitcoin for 30 days here. And usually, how this works is that the lower the price goes, the higher the chance, or sorry, the lower that the indicator goes, the higher the chance that it's going to find a bottom, essentially. And this is the lowest that we have seen in a very long time here. Let's zoom out a little bit and see the last time we've seen this indicator this low. And I'm still not finding it. This is insane. I know. Okay, here we go. So the last time we saw this indicator get this low was November 2022. And that was literally at the bottom. And right after that is when we started the bull run that brought us up to our all time highs here. So I'm not sure. We're not actually at those lows yet, but we are very, very close. And that's actually kind of bullish in my opinion. What are your thoughts there, Kobe?
I mean, yeah, it's bullish for me too. Like this stuff has kind of played itself out like over the last few cycles. And the cool thing about the on-chain stuff, if like, if you're talking in kind of like the metrics that compare each other, like this one, that's not just like a raw single point of data. It's pretty uniform to these previous cycles. Like when you look at the TA though, you know, a low right now at the same exact price point might be, was it worth less money or more money based on inflation 5 years ago, right? Like if you account for money supply and stuff like that, like even on the double top last cycle, they were like, well, it was a higher high technically, but if you account for the money supply, it actually was a true double top. So like where on chain stuff through sentiment is kind of like stops the noise. Like there's not as much noise there. So yeah, I'm bullish, man. Yeah, I'm buying Bitcoin every 2 weeks.
As you should, my man. As you should. That's awesome. And they are on discount prices right now here, so I love to see it here. Definitely need to be doing that a little bit more often myself. Actually, I do not have anywhere near enough Bitcoin in my wallet right now here. But
It's only
let's.
like $20, man. I'm literally barely putting anything in, but I'm just like slowly redeveloping those DCA habits.
I love it, man. As you should. So this one here, this one is another really interesting one. This is the funding rates. So this basically tells us using leverage how bullish or how bearish are traders going right now. And again, just like the MVRV, the more bullish traders are, like for example, back in July, more likelihood that price is going to start going down, whereas the more bearish people are, the more likely price is going to go up. And that goes right back to what I was talking about, how price is almost always moving to liquidate as many people as possible here. This one, from the time horizon that I'm kind of looking at right now, it's a little bit more short term, but you can really see how the sentiment is very much shifting. It's weird to see that people are so bearish at the bottom because you want to get into moves early, and this is very late in a ABC correction sort of situation here. But looking at this does suggest that if there's a higher chance that the price is going to go up in the near future than it is going to go down. Now, again, this is going to be for short to medium term movements of price. My thesis is still kind of bearish slash neutral for the short to midterm because we are in a clear downward trajectory here. But if you're looking for short, like swing trades, for example, here, this could be an indication that price is going to go up within the next couple of days, next couple of weeks here. So we'll see about that.
I see a weekend pump coming, dude. I don't know if it won't sustain most likely, but I see a weekend pump coming. We're kind of back. We retested the actual like range bottom the other day. Um, yeah, I don't know. And the volume on Polymarket has increased as well. So, and I would assume that it also is increasing on exchanges potentially.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Yeah, no. Maybe I'll go through. I think maybe this will be the last. Actually, there's two more that I really want to hit. This one here this is the one that everyone wants to see. This is the whales. What the heck are the whales doing here? And this one specifically is going to tell us people that have between 10 and 100 coins, what are they doing? And then each of these brackets here. So in my
The
opinion,
100 to
these
1,000 whales, they are freaking accumulating. The yellow one, they're going
100% they are, man.
crazy.
They are going nuts. So let's look at these maybe one at a time here. 10 to 100 are clearly cutting their losses, but of all these are more sharks as opposed to whales in my perspective here. These ones aren't going to move the markets as much as some of these other big holders are. So exactly. When you're looking at 100 to 1,000 holders here, they are accumulating for sure. These ones not so much. 1,000 to 10,000 token holders not really doing like this is a clear profit taking, or there are less and less people holding that many.
Could be like
And then
distribution too, right? Like my theory, like, what if they're moving them to wallets with only 1,000 each or something like that?
100%, man. And that's very plausible. So that's why I like to look, kind of merge them all together and see. So here we go. People who are holding between 10 and 10,000 coins, it's been going down. However, short term, there's this beautiful little uptick here. So have we found the bottom? Is this where the whales start to accumulate again? Stay tuned and find out. Let's see. Definitely
Absolutely.
making a higher high in the very, very short term here. So I'm very curious about that. So what do you think kind of like as that overall end result? What are your kind of thoughts? What are you left feeling after seeing this?
Yeah, I don't know. It definitely does not. It kind of reiterates my neutral position, like my slightly bearish slash neutral position. However, since this is like my third or fourth cycle, these are where the millionaires are made, is in the bear market. Millionaires are made in the bear market, and millionaires are paid in the bull market. Um, and so I don't know. Like, there's a whole like, if I put my tinfoil speedo on, like there are some rumblings out there of, maybe Jeffrey Epstein's connection with Bitcoin. Now, I don't buy that. I don't buy the narrative that Jeffrey Epstein invented Bitcoin. I'm still not sold that it wasn't, intelligence though. Um,
Mm.
and yeah, I don't know. I'm not a Michael Saylor bull, and I don't think that Bitcoin is going to be digital real estate like buying a block of Manhattan. However, the technology that Bitcoin's built on and all these cool projects, like the little projects, the startups that are being built on chain, that's where I think the good stuff is. And that's like, not ending. Of course, from an investment perspective, that's just more risky. This just solidifies my current narrative basically, and reminds me that I'm doing the right thing with keeping my head down, working on different builds.